So I just had a moment of enlightenment. Um, right here. The colors contrast of a leap and into is the right contrast to where it's a flawless contrast to where it's comfortable, to where the person, when you first see it, the person that first sees it, isn't going to even shift into the mind for an ignorance location. So this in the mind's going to be vector 10 status. So consciousness, the eye of consciousness, won't shift here. And so now you go here, and this kind of this color contrast sticks out. So when you do a color contrast, and the mind's going to automatically do a color contrast, and you might not even be aware of it. Because if it's vector 10 status, then you're not going to be aware of it unless you consciously think about it. If you think about it, then you're aware of it. So it's really not like you're thinking, it's just becoming aware of something. And so the whole point I'm getting at is that you have 100 people that look at this right here. Now, that some people are going to have the same contrast, which would be, let's say, a color contrast. Let's say they notice how this one, vector 9, stands out relative to these two. Then you could have somebody who has, they read it a leap into vector 9. Now, they could be like, oh, A and L is kind of spaced too close together. Because why? You're doing a contrast of the A relative to the L, right? But if you look here, the L and E, that's a smaller distance from here to here. So you can't say anything yet. So let's go to the next letter. E and A, it's the same distance from here. So you can't say anything there. And you go here to here, and it's the same distance. So you can't say, if somebody actually thought that contrast from A to L, because it's two different words, if somebody went there, then that would be ignorant for them, not for the image. See? Okay, so that was a contrast that took place. Different kind. They had the colors, and then you had the distance from the A to the L, because they're two words. And if, in its first glance, you might think, oh, it's kind of one word. But really, if you look at the details, which is the micro points, micro relativity points, because these would be micro points relative to the whole, which is A, leap, big letters, right? And so, but now we're going down smaller. So we're going to this distance. Before we're at this distance for the whole word, A, all the way from A to P. But now we're going to micro distance, you see, but the image is still the same. It's all when you focus determines the micro macro, but the image is the same.